Hello, and in this video I adjust my Radiomater boxer controllers, specifically the tensioner springs. But look, even if this is a how-to, this is just a how-to. I did it. I definitely started off wrong, so please don't follow along until you've watched the full video, please. Okay, so today is the day that I make a couple of modifications to my boxer. And I'm gonna just tell you what I've done yesterday because I did start to make some changes already. So I don't know if you know, but the Boxer controller does not have little white text on the or black text on the icons, so that you can't really see what's going on. So I literally just went out and bought one of these Koki style, but not Koki, but like paint style pens from your uh, local CNA. Uh, anyway, and then I just squiggled it in. I had a bit of issues with the paint flowing out too quickly, and then it spills over the sides and it doesn't look good. Yeah, I made a mistake after that. I tried to remove some of the excess paint by rubbing some acetone over it. Don't do that. It didn't work well. By the looks of it, the more you touch the buttons and stuff, it sort of just rubs off the excess anyway, and then obviously where there's a little bit of the grooves that filled in, it tends to remain there. So that's successful from that perspective. But yeah, don't use acetone, at least not with the oil-based paint. Yeah, not great. I probably made a mistake there. Anyway, the other thing that I'm going to change. Oh yeah, now obviously I can see the buttons nicely, and just right out of the gate after that, just because I could see the buttons better. And well, typically this light isn't here, but anyway, the lighting in here is not the best, or that's how I prefer it anyway. But regardless, the menu system and changing things on the controller is yeah, much easier to do and just navigate and stuff. So that right out of the gate, that's definitely a win. Anyway, so the other thing I'm going to do is I talked about these springs or the tensioners in the remote itself is a little bit on the tight side, so I'm going to loosen those up. And as far as I'm aware, I need to open this up and then go loosen those little plates to be able to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by removing the battery, and then I'll start removing the 4 hex screws that's keeping it all together. Luckily, that's a simple process. And removing these handle covers, and then that exposes the 4 screws. I hope I can get that deep though. Let's see here, please be long enough. Please be, wow. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a mission. I don't know if you can see, but it's like, that's the total length of my hex screw inside the hole. And I need to turn that to be able to loosen stuff. I'm gonna have to make a plan with that. Not the greatest start by any means. Okay, anyway, this is a 2 millimeter one. I might need to get some type of an extension or something to be able to do that. I'll have to see what my little kit has. Hopefully I can do that. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can make a plan and continue this. Okay, so I made a plan. 2 mil hex tip, 4 millimeter socket. That slots in there. I've got a little bit of cotton or toilet paper in there just to fill up this so that it doesn't slot that deep in. And voila, now I can hopefully get to unscrewing these. Just trying not to drop anything. So the problematic ones were these ones. You just allows me to unscrew them. That was so close. But okay, it seems to be doing the job. And voila. So, there we go. Unscrewed. It's just plastic that you're screwing into, right? So it's not the most robust system, I believe. So yeah, definitely be careful when you're working with it. Okay, so now this should just pop off, which it does. Ooh. Okay, so this is brand new to me, obviously. Just to give you a nice look at that. Rubber handle just fell off. That's the internals. They used hot glue on some of these connectors. So these are the ones that I'm going to be loosening up. Okay. No, maybe not those. Yeah, that's nice and greased up already, so I definitely don't want to be touching those. I'm just looking at kind of point with. Over here, there's a bit of grease on the little white plastic there that's sliding up and down, so that's nice and smooth, so that's not it. So it seems like what we want to adjust is literally the spring tension. I'll need to figure out what that is. Where's that spring? Okay, over there. Okay, yeah, so I'll need to figure out what to adjust here because it's clearly not these members that I expected that I might have to swap out. Okay, let's do some research and come back to that. It's giving you a nice close-up of this because it is quite interesting to see what it all looks like. So moving this over a little bit, and I'm going to fiddle with it here underneath. So that's the throttle sliding up and down, and then yaw. So it's the same spring there that goes up and down, so I need to adjust there's something that connects to all of that to make it less stiff. Because the actual movement like that is buttery smooth, right? So I'm definitely not complaining about those. And then this side, oh, wrong way, this way. Actually more impressive than I expected it to be. There's a couple of LED connectors, 3.3 volts. There's a stick right RF port, LED connectors that's not connected at all. So that's interesting. So there might be some additional things that you can do. There's a Bluetooth model, connector spot, so BLE. This is version 2.2. I don't know what the SWD means, but it's a 3-volt diode clock nearest. It's really small. You can see that. It might be reversed, but anyway, we can make a plan with that. Battery, and so on. Let's get a different shot. Okay. Anyway, interesting stuff. Oh, and obviously a nice little fan that blows over the heatsink. And obviously the very first video that I open up to figure out how to adjust it, you don't need to open it up, you fool, you don't need to. A little bit of research could have saved this. Yeah, so this guy, I'm obviously not going to play his video, the CJ man. He had a couple of issues with stripping screws and stuff, so you learn from somebody else's mistakes. So yeah, I'm going to probably close this back up and then adjust these screws. So the ones that I need to adjust are this little one here at the bottom, the one he's pointing at, and then the other one is the one just a little bit further on, that one in that corner. Hopefully you can see that nice and small, obviously. But yeah, so oh yeah, and this one obviously, because it's the same one, it'll be, I believe, that bottom one there for the throttle. Quick thing that I just noticed when I was busy putting it back together, I noticed that these pins that connect, well, these five long pins that connect to the extender, or the module bay, is very finicky, and obviously you need to make sure that you line it up perfectly with the holes that it has to fit through. So just be careful when you do that. Remember, plastic tight is tight. You don't need it tighter than tight. And just double check these. Tight is tight. And then I need to put these little rubbers back on. Okay. Getting there. Seem to not want to clip in now. This is the right way around. This is the wrong way. Wrong side. Should be this side. Obviously I messed that up. Okay. Takes a bit of effort to get these in. Okay. Here we go. Almost. Almost. Okay, finally. That's one done. This one should be a little bit quicker, just because I know you have to line up that little pin at my nail with the hole. As soon as that goes in, the rest just sort of falls into place. Sort of. Okay. Almost. Get in there. There we go. Okay. That was more effort than I wanted it to be. Feels good. And then we can put this back in to protect those flimsy little pogo stick pins. Okay, I'm not going to put the battery back in just yet. Let's go ahead and adjust these. Let's just double check which is which so that I know what I'm turning here. Apparently it's a 1.5mm hex, so I'm going to go a little one size down. And then I can probably just take the little cotton out there that it isn't in the way. Okay, so this one up and down, and that top one, that one in there is side to side. So I hope I'm going to turn them the right direction here. I'm not turning them anyway. Because I wanted to use my tool, but it's too short, so I'll need to see what came with the boxer to see if I can use that instead. Okay, so this is what came with the boxer. Just opening this up. Hopefully this is what we need. So that end is goes long enough. But let's use the one with the least amount of leverage. Okay, so let's get a gut feel here. So up, down, just to get a feel for it. And then, because I'm going to turn it from that orientation, let's tighten it. Nope, let's loosen it. Okay, I'm loosening it by, that looks like a 90-degree loosen. Let's make it, sorry, that was 90. Let's go 180. A little bit more. So I've loosened it by 2 full turns. Three full turns. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult to say if it's actually doing anything. 4 full turns. Don't know if you can hear that, but you can still hear it. 5. 6. It's almost making like it's making a larger noise. It does feel a little bit softer, perhaps. It's starting to turn a little bit easier. Okay, I think I'm gonna one last turn, and then I'm gonna stop. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's a good indication, and hopefully you can hear that. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there, go back to see exactly how many times I turned this, and then I'm gonna adjust the other one the exact same way. Because I believe that was 14 turns. Look, it's not an exact science, so it's probably okay if you mess it up slightly. But let's go with 14. Once again, let's get a reference to work from. This one is a little bit more tricky since it's stuck in there. Perhaps I can put I don't want this to be turning around while I'm going. Anyway, so, okay, turning it left is not, okay, no, it seems to be going. Okay, so it's 1, still 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just stop at 7. Okay, so I'm not making it more tight. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so that's a 14. Oh man, that's too loose. 14 that way is definitely way looser. Like it's not even returning to center. Oh snap, let's hope I didn't mess it up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, snap, missed it. Let's go with 7. Okay, so that's 7. Okay, so 7 is, okay. Look, it feels significantly smoother. Okay, so 14 for up, down, 7 for left and right. let's leave it at that. Okay, so up, down was this one, left, right was that one, 14, 7. Okay, so this one left, right, 7, this one. I'm probably going to make this one a little bit stiffer. A little bit stiffer perhaps, just to not mistakenly do a yaw while you're working the throttle quite a bit. One, two, whoa, I think it slipped out. 3, 4, 'Let's go with 5. So the yaw is a little bit stiffer than the rest, just because you're using this quite a lot, right? So nope, 6, 7. Consistency is key. Okay, does feel still a little bit stiffer though. Did I mess it up? One more. Can go back on the video and double check. Yep, I'm gonna leave it at that. So definitely stiffer, but that's fine. I'm okay with that because it's the yaw. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is a wild view, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm 33.5 hours flight time in. It's the 21st of September 2025. That's 33.5 in Tryp and 2.3 in Skydive. So let's quickly go and just test out the settings that I've made. Oh yeah, in the previous video, I did mention that I changed the range of output from my throttle from negative 100 of negative 100, 200 to negative 100 to 130. So in other words, I get to 100 or full throttle slightly earlier so that I don't have to push the throttle gimbal that far up to get to 100% throttle. I tested that already yesterday, and it definitely helped quite a bit. So, this is gonna, okay, let's see here. Okay, definitely smoother. Just seated at an odd position here. Let's move this quickly. Nope, don't want to go into the sewer. That'll do. Oh yeah, this is the first time I'm flying today, so obviously haven't warmed up at all. But it does feel significantly different, by the way. Might be a little bit on the loud side. I think we might be getting audio. Okay. Whoops. So not that good yet, guys. Still making a bunch of mistakes and crashes and things. But yeah, can do dives if I need to. I can. Let's go fly slowly in this building. Whoa! I must admit the extra resistance wasn't necessarily that bad for my little bit of a shaky hand because I had resistance to work against. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, flying nice and slow. Whoops. Seems to be going not too terribly. Does feel a little bit more jittery than I'm used to, but that's just me shaking. It's not the controller being funky with me. Should probably turn more left. Just turn left. Yeah, this doesn't seem too bad. See if I can do a little power loop. Oh, yep, can do a little power loop without significantly breaking the bank. Breaking anything. Yeah, definitely shaking today, but that's fine. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to the spot. And then just one eject. Uh, that didn't work well. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's going to sum up this very short, quick controller modification video. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you like seeing this and how you would like me to change it. This was obviously the first time I'm doing the top-down view camera things. Apologies for the bold. That might have snuck into the video there, but hey, that's me. Mostly uncut videos, so or what do you call it? Cherry-picked videos and footage. This is just me doing my thing, and I hope you are enjoying the process with me.